You are now tuned in to the new Old Heads podcast, brought to you by BringingDownTheBand.com. No bad ideas. Coleman Dental and Printfinity. I am Major 7th. I make beats and I have the t-shirts to prove it. And to my left, as always, rocking the No Bad Ideas joint, looking like 𝗏𝗏 is my man, the one and only Lonegevity.
I'm on par.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
I see what you did there.
It's Oddities joint, actually.
Nice, nice. To my left, as always, healthy with that water today, the one and only DJ Jay Diff.
Salutations, man.
Good to see you, brother.
Likewise.
Right on. And to my right, as always, the incomparable, the healthy DJ Spoolz.
Hello, Michael.
How are you, sir?
Doing well. How are you, man?
How's everything?
Everything's going pretty well. How
Good?
about you?
Oh, can't complain.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good, man.
Probably should start the show now.
Whatever. Whatever. Not
We-
in any hurry.
I feel you. I feel you. We are the new old heads, and I must say, I really like that look on you, Lonegevity. That's a really nice look with that hat. We got to bring it back around because I'm digging that.
Panda.
Panda.
I got broads in Atlanta.
We know you got bars, so it's for the culture. You just did that for the culture.
Right.
Absolutely.
exactly
did.
why.
That's exactly why,
did.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus,
So-
I'm going to be in an open soon, so,
Yeah.
Mhm.
advertise.
Yeah, you have a swing
Come
that
see
is.
him play.
Yeah, you got a swing
It's
that's
unorthodox.
quite.
It's unorthodox, but he gets the job done, you know?
Is
I mean-
it Barkley unorthodox?
No.
It's
It's not that
professional
bad.
golfer unorthodox.
Gotcha.
If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I mean, he's won major championships, so he's
Well,
done something
I
right.
don't-
I think he's got a couple majors. Jim Fury,
I do believe he does. At least
yeah.
one.
U.S. Open. I know he won a U.S. Open.
Mm.
I don't think he's won the Masters. Maybe a British.
He's won the British.
Look it up.
He's won.
The British.
Sorry, the British Open.
Yeah.
I see you over there.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, 100 days.
100 plus.
100 plus. I'm sorry, 100 plus.
Mm.
Yeah. So he's been reoccurring. He's been a reoccurring theme. The president, that is, or however you address him. Some will
Right.
say Agent Orange. Some will say the Donald. Some will say dude in the White House.
Mm.
Sometimes I don't know.
Jim Fury's got one U.S. Open championship.
One U.S. Open. Shout out to Spoolz.
Before we jump right into the Trump stuff,
Yes, sir.
did you guys watch the roasting of Donald Trump?
Genius.
I didn't catch it.
Genius. I saw it.
No, was this like Saturday Night Live or something?
Absolutely.
No, it
genius.
was the
Correspondence.
Correspondence, yeah.
Correspondence.
Oh, he wasn't there either, was he?
No.
His entire administration wasn't there.
He,
Oh, no.
Nobody came. Nobody came.
Doesn't everybody go to that?
It's supposed to be like a showcase of our First Amendment and the freedom of speech. And,
Yes.
you get roasted, everybody gets roasted, the press and, there's a comedian. So
Gotcha.
Hassan Minhaj, yeah, he really went in pretty heavily.
Nice.
It was quite great.
Okay.
Like he really, like, the material was, I don't want to say flawless, but everything that he said was right on point. It was crisp. He killed it, man.
I did read
killed
about
it.
this though today. I saw that like it made people feel. You could tell it was like awkward because it was very true. That's what.
There weren't a lot of laughs sometimes, but he was so animated that it
Right.
was, sometimes you were just laughing at him. But I thought he was hilarious.
Like
I
he
have to watch
bodied
that.
Fox, bodied MSNBC,
Huffington
Post.
Did he?
He bodied
CNN.
He bodied CNN. He bodied everybody. Yeah. I
Yeah.
was impressed.
That's awesome.
That's a tough spot, man, when you think about it. Like, to be able to go deliver that and, just to be so smooth and just everything was pronounced properly. Like, he destroyed it. I
Nice.
was very, very impressed. So I would suggest you guys check that out. But
Yeah.
back to the 100 days.
100 plus.
Sorry. Appreciate you.
Plus.
100
Yeah.
plus. So the president of the United States,
Plus.
yeah. The president of the United States says that the job is a lot harder than he thought. I find that quite ironic because he chose to pretty much pick apart everything that President Obama did during his duration as a president.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about what he should have done,
Right.
what I would do in that situation. And now it seems to be a little bit harder than he thought. I don't understand. I really can't believe that this is real life, but the president of the United States says it's harder than he thought to be the president.
It's pretty ironic, you know what I'm saying?
Diff, talk to me.
Especially considering the fact that he had so much to say about when President Obama was playing golf.
Yes.
And taking vacations.
Yes.
How he dealt with who did Trump just bomb?
You talking about Syria?
Syria?
Yeah, Syria.
Yeah, how he kind of handled that. And he's pretty much just I don't know, he's making a joke out of it. I mean, it was a joke from the beginning, in my opinion.
Okay.
Him even running was a joke.
Yes.
That became real life. And it's just crazy how he decides that the job is harder than he expected. Like, what did he expect it to be?
I'm just gonna throw it to Spoolz because I'm at a loss for words. Like, I can't believe this is real life. Spoolz, what do you think?
I just think chances are, it seems to me at least, his plan for becoming president was probably way more emphasized than his plan for being the president.
I mean, he's still campaigning.
Yeah, it's weird.
But why? Why is he doing that?
I think he thinks it's a big like publicity contest or something. Like, I'm popular. My numbers are better than yours.
Right.
He like literally gave people at some I don't know if it was a meeting or not. There was like a chart that showed all the states that were red and all the states that were blue, that actually the ones that didn't vote for me. He's like, so he handed one of these sheets of paper to everybody in attendance.
Right.
Just to show how many people voted for him. Like, he's that dude. He's only concerned about that type of stuff.
Recently about the Civil War as well.
Oh yeah, he didn't he?
I've been unplugged. I didn't catch that one.
Dude, I would take George W. Bush back.
You would.
In a heartbeat.
That is a mouthful, sir.
Mm-hmm.
That is a mouthful.
He said something, but was it Andrew Jackson that he was talking about?
Would you rather have George W. Bush or Donald
Definitely.
Trump as your
facts.
as your president?
But was it Andrew Jackson that he brought up though?
Bush. Yeah, it was something to do with Andrew Jackson.
Yeah,
when he died. And
like in reference to the Civil War, he wasn't even alive during the Civil War.
Right, but he had said he had died at 16. I don't know. It was
what didn't he say something along the lines of him being a great American or something? This is what I thought it was.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know. I mean, he's a president, but
I mean, this is the same guy that spoke to.
It's not important to know American history.
Donald Trump's also a president, so. Yeah,
and then I think there was something else where Chelsea Clinton actually was kind of going at him on Twitter about that whole thing. Basically stating facts about Andrew Jackson, how he wasn't alive, and somebody came to Trump's defense, and she countered them very brilliantly.
With more facts?
Were they alternative or were they actual facts?
No, they were actual facts.
So just checking for everybody playing along at home.
Yeah.
Not of the alternative variety. That's good.
I think they said his approval rate was 43%. I think that's per Newsweek. After that through the first 100 days, I think that's the lowest ever.
On record.
For that, on record.
Mm-hmm.
He'll probably say that it's fake news or
definitely
the numbers were skewed or something like that.
Said President Andrew Jackson basically saw the Civil War coming.
Yeah. There it is.
President Andrew Jackson, who died 16 years before the Civil War started, saw it coming and was angry. Would never have let it happen. That's a direct tweet from him yesterday.
Was it at 3:30 in the morning?
It was at 8:55 in the p.m.
8:55 at the p.m.
One of Hassan's main points was he's like, Donald Trump says that he doesn't drink at all.
Yeah.
So that means that everything that he says, he's completely sober.
The tweet
at 3:30 in the morning.
Yes. Yeah.
The tweet comes after Trump drew widespread backlash for asking, quote, why was there a civil war? And saying Jackson would have stopped it if he had been a little bit later. Jackson died in 1845 and the war began in 1861.
That shit's not funny.
I mean, had Andrew Jackson been a little bit later, you wouldn't have had the Civil War. He was a very tough person, but he had a big heart, Trump told SiriusXM's Main Street Meets the Beltway in an interview Monday. He was really angry that he saw what was happening with regard to the Civil War, he said. There's no reason for this. So, I'm sorry. Well,
there's the Donald.
According to The Hill.
Tell you what, this guy's
It's amazing, man.
yeah, it's absolutely amazing. I think there was another time where he talked about Frederick Douglass in the first person, and I'm like, and then he said that on the roast. He's like,
Hassan said that too.
He's dead.
He said, and Frederick Douglass is dead.
Yeah, like
Man.
well,
I mean, it's embarrassing, man.
it is.
It's embarrassing to the citizens, even.
Yeah.
You know, like.
I just get the feeling that, and
George Bush was embarrassing.
He was. He
But-
was.
And George Bush did some evil things, dude.
But yeah, I know. But I'm still with you there.
Yeah.
You know, like
Do you guys ever get the sense or
at least
feel-
George paints or something.
Like, I'd probably way rather hang out with George W. Bush than Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt about it. I bet George W. Bush is all right to hang out with, man. He seems like he's pretty laid back. Like,
I don't know. I don't trust him. He drinks non-alcoholic beer.
Wow.
that's because he had
there
to
we
quit
go.
drinking, man.
I know,
Yeah.
but still, you just give it up.
What are you
If
saying,
you really
Mike?
like the flavor that much, just look.
No,
let
I was
it go,
just,
man.
Just let it all go.
Just let it go.
no, I was just saying like
I don't. Maybe.
I was
Slow
just
duels.
oh
It's what beer drinkers drink when they're not drinking beer. That was their old ad.
Come
on,
Remember
man.
that? Yeah.
That's crazy.
let that man live, Diff.
So this
Hey.
kid, real quick, O'Doul story. Back in the day, you know, when you're young
Uh-huh.
and you're like not 21. I don't know,
Mhm.
maybe people did this, but I don't know. I never
Okay.
did, but you know, you just go in and maybe try to steal some alcohol from like a grocery store or something like
Okay.
that, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there's this kid, I will not name his name, that this is, 15 years ago.
Did you accompany him?
No.
Okay.
I was actually wasn't there, but he went into like a drugstore, like a CVS or something like that,
Uh-huh.
and he was like, "I'll get the beer." Told everybody, "I'll get the beer." Came back out, and he's like, "I got it," and he pulled it out, and it was O'Doul.
Well, duels rules.
Or like Sharps. It was one of those two. It was Sharps
Man.
or O'Doul's.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, Marsh is supposedly
Stupid.
having a real big discount right now on liquor.
40%.
Yeah.
I went
Who
to
is?
Marsh. They're closing. I went to Marsh. There's just an empty section back there. Like
Really?
it's all you see
All the
is
good
sales
stuff.
stickers. Yeah, everything.
Some
is
of it
gone.
had to do with some kind of state law, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't just because they're closing, because all of the marshes aren't closing.
Yeah. It was.
But
said
liquor
it-
is on sale at every marsh because of some state law or something.
Yeah. I don't know the details on it, but
I'd be curious to see how that works because I was thinking it was like they were just going to close them in the air, like all of them in the area. But you're
Nah.
saying some will still be open.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the one I went to, it was a wrap
Mm-hmm.
for the shelves. But I guess somebody called word. And
Yeah, we
it
got
was
a
on.
couple
Dude.
bottles of wine out of there for 40% off.
Nice.
One time was one of our snowstorms. I'd gone to like Kroger down the way when I was living with Skits back in the day, and
Shout out to Skis.
yep. And then, but yeah, I went to get some stuff to be plan on maybe being snowed in for a couple of days,
Mm-hmm.
and all the bottom shelf liquor was gone. And it didn't end up being even that crazy of a storm, but all the bottom shelf, like all your
The cheap stuff, the skull.
Kamchatka.
gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was great. It was like, okay.
Well,
All the bottom
Faded.
feeder liquor.
Well, let them people live to drink.
Hey, I ain't
man.
mad.
I'm
It
saying-
was
I
funny
actually
to see.
respect them more than people that drink non-alcoholic beer.
Oh, the bottom shelf people.
Yeah, because like
at least they're
you
still
generally
going for it.
don't drink beer for the taste. I mean,
Okay.
I don't, not necessarily. There are some beers that truly taste good,
True.
but O'Doul's taste like you're drinking a non-alcoholic like Bud Light or something.
Yeah, that sucks.
Like, why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
Poor choice.
Shouts to Corey for getting me drunk on Friday
Man,
night.
both of us
Oh yeah.
Man.
Nice.
faded.
Faded.
Yeah, he gave us some kind of whiskey that was like, it was top shelf whiskey.
Lit.
Lit.
Yeah.
I think I got 2 shots, but I mean, Corey poured them pretty nice.
Okay.
Alley Cat Lounge.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we looked at the clock. Nobody was in there. It was 3:30. And we're like, oh,
Tried to get some tacos. That didn't work.
they were closed.
Let me
Bummer,
ask,
man.
look,
That sucks.
It was raining.
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Diff. Did anybody take pictures or pose for pictures with him? Do you remember?
I don't recall.
Okay. That's a better answer than no. That you don't recall.
Yeah, I don't recall, man.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I don't recall. That's.
Well.
I'm gonna start using that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you do know that happened, so
I don't recall.
sure. Speaking of the president, there's another tidbit of information on him and his actions.
What do he do now?
It says Democrats save arts funding for NPR and PBS from Donald Trump. Mr. Trump will likely still propose deep cuts or elimination of federal arts funding, but they are safe for the financial year. Democrats have saved arts funding under the threat from Donald Trump, including money for the Public Broadcasting Service, PBS, and the National
NPR.
Public Radio, NPR. So,
Good.
you talked about this.
I was worried about it.
Yes, you talked about this in terms of the effect that it could have on the internet.
Well, that's a little bit
music.
It's a little bit
Yeah,
different.
that's different.
That's
Okay.
the net neutrality.
Net neutrality. Okay.
But
I'm getting
I was worried
confused.
about this as well because, I mean, the budget for everything
Yes.
that we just talked about is so like small in comparison to how much we spend on war.
Right.
Oh, it's like it's not
like-
even measurable.
It's not
Yeah,
even
it's not-
comparable.
yeah.
Yeah,
So, what was that quote? I
I
was
mean,
it
it's
maybe
measurable, but it's extremely vast. the
was it
difference, yeah.
a Winston Churchill quote? Maybe it's something along the lines of "Without the arts, what's the point of, going, what's there worth fighting for?"
Right.
At the end of the day.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm happy that they basically put their foot down or whatever they did.
Well, they
At
set
least
for
for
the
now.
year. Yeah,
At least
like
for now.
the financial year. So, at this point, when it comes to any type of executive order or anything that he can sign off on, like he'll continue to push for it.
I mean, he doesn't look like he ever has any fun.
Right.
I don't think he has. I mean, he's probably got paintings in his house of himself.
Right.
Like
Right.
so.
Right.
He probably listens to, I don't know, Kenny Loggins or something. Well, I like
Kenny Loggins.
Yeah.
Has some heat.
Kenny
though.
Loggins is
Don't do
cool,
that.
man.
Don't do
Kenny,
that.
Kenny ain't
Don't
feeling
do
that.
that. Yeah,
He ain't
don't do
feeling
that.
at
Not
all.
Kenny Loggins. Who am I thinking of?
Yeah, don't do Kenny Loggins because he has some heat.
I retracted it as soon as I said it.
Thank you.
That's not who I was thinking.
Kenny
not-
Rogers.
Nah, who's the guy that was gonna
Kenny Lofton.
baseball
That's a
player?
baseball player.
Kenny Anderson, perhaps.
Nah, who's the guy
Basketball.
I don't even think his name is Kenny now that I think about it.
Kenny G.
Wow.
No, but that's possible. But no, I'm thinking.
Trump probably likes Kenny G.
Kenny G is alternative jazz, but not in an alternative jazz form.
Kenny G
As
is
in
cold though.
alternative lie or alternative fact.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
Kenny G.
Yeah.
Kenny
It's a
G.
genre.
Cold.
It's
though.
not for real jazz.
Yeah.
Who's
exactly.
the singer,
It's
the
not
old
for real
singer guy,
jazz. It's faux jazz.
the old singer guy that always is playing at all of his stuff or something.
Jimmy Buffett.
No, not Jimmy Buffett. Maybe he does.
I bet Trump listens to Jimmy Buffett.
I could see that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Only loan with this
Drinks margaritas.
Nas, Biz Markie, and Kenny Loggins. Only you, man.
I
You
think
are
I
an
said
individual,
Kenny. I think
sir.
I said Kenny Loggins because isn't Kenny Loggins on Thundercat's new project?
He is.
Yes.
Okay, that's why it was in my head.
Kenny
but
Loggins did like the shit for Caddyshack, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't he
Oh,
do
really?
a lot of that?
I don't know. I don't know any of his music off top. Probably if I
I
heard it
want to
though.
say he did like the Top Gun song, like Danger Zone.
No, that wasn't.
Well, I
Kenny
hate
No,
that
that's
song.
not the-
So if that's the case,
That's
then I don't
definitely
like
not
Kenny
Kenny
Loggins.
Lofton.
No, I said Kenny. I said Kenny.
You mean the
Loggins.
left-hander?
I mean
I see,
Loggins.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Kenny Anderson.
We
How about right here? Kenny Loggins did Danger Zone for
He
Top
did?
Gun. He
Wow.
did Footloose.
So here's what I'm gonna
And then
say.
he also did I'm All Right, which is in
All right.
Caddyshack.
Okay, so I'm thinking of the
Spoolz.
other cat
Spoolz
on the
wins.
song.
Bang, bang.
Michael McDonald is who I'm thinking of.
So here's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
Spoolz wins.
he does.
Donald Trump
Always
probably
does, man.
listens to Kenny Loggins' Top Gun theme on repeat.
Okay, I'll
Because-
take
can see
that.
that.
I'll
Forget
take
that
that.
song. I hate that song.
Yeah.
I'll take
I
that.
hate that song.
I'll
He's
take that.
always taking a ride into
He
the
did the
Danger
Over the
Zone.
Top song too. Y'all remember that movie
Oh yeah.
with Sylvester Stallone where he was doing the arm wrestling?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was like a
Yeah.
truck driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, dude. So I went to go to the theater to see that. My dad took. There were like 3 people in the theater. I swear to God, there was nobody there,
Yeah,
and we watched Over the Top. Yeah,
I can dig
because
it.
Zeus is no, Zeus isn't in that one.
Nah.
That's No Holds Barred.
Yeah, that's no holds
Also
barred.
went to the theater to see that.
Yeah.
Also 3 people in the
Yeah.
theater.
That's good
I liked
stuff.
wrestling when I was a kid. Man.
Wrestling.
Wrestling. Okay,
Wrestling.
Yeah.
No, I say wrestling. I was just
that was for the show.
I was just for shits and giggles, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Hmm.
We like those.
Yeah.
All right, man. So
cut that out.
switching gears. This is a little more serious. Walter Scott the gentleman that was killed in North Charleston, I'm sorry, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Hit the officer that shot him while he was running away, for those playing at home, pled guilty to invading his civil rights. So I believe it was Spoolz. Did I get it right? Was it Spoolz?
You got it right that time.
Thank you. I believe it was Spoolz that said this was an account. This is an account that can stand. I know there were a couple that you said that may not stand, but this one has the best chance.
I think in order for him to plead guilty, they dropped like the murder charge.
Okay.
And they dropped
there were a couple charges that were dropped.
Violent use of a firearm charge, and then
Right.
also like a criminal recklessness or something else charge.
Mm.
But so
Right.
he accepted or pled guilty to the civil rights charge, and he still could face life whenever sentencing
That's
happens.
an interesting thing to.
What, that he can face life, or
No, it's interesting that that's the charge that he chose. I mean, I know how that works, but
him selecting
that one.
invading the civil rights, right?
Right.
Right.
Because
It implies
it's lesser though.
But it implies the other things, doesn't it? No,
it implies, but it's still a lesser charge.
I mean,
if,
I know
if you put
why.
all of them
I'm
on the
just-
table, you know what I'm saying?
No, I mean I get that part.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it makes sense for what our justice system is, I guess.
They're giving him an out. I mean, he's gonna serve some time. He's not gonna serve the time that he needs to serve, I'm pretty sure.
Probably won't.
But I mean, I guess
5 to 15 years, maybe.
Right.
Would you say something like that?
yeah,
So I'll get
for
off
killing
at 4.
somebody. So
He
I
was
mean,
running away
there's people
from you,
there are
and it
people
was
that
your
have
job
done
to
a
protect
lot
people.
less
Right.
and are serving a lot more time than that.
Yep.
Here's what's this. We talked about this prior to going on, and it's kind of sad, but it's also telling. When we talked about Walter Scott, we started to think about all of the people, or we'll just say, the African American men that have lost their lives to certain situations or similar situations to this, and we kept saying, like, I can't remember his name, and it was Alton Sterling, or I can't remember Freddie Gray, or I can't remember
Philando Castile.
Yeah,
It
like
was pretty much just
Tamir Rice.
remembering what name went with
what situation,
incident,
right.
what situation, yeah.
And it's crazy that we have so many to filter through to go back and think about.
Just
Like,
in the last few years.
Exactly, and I thought
The
that's
last year.
it's
Yeah.
about year and a half or so. And I think that's very telling, man, of the times that we couldn't sit here and remember things that happened that were that drastic within a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy to think about. So many of those instances have happened across the world, man, and it's continuous. It's a cycle.
Right. And then another one just happened.
Yeah.
I can't. Like I
Jordan
said, I've been
Edwards.
unplugged. Jordan Edwards. And
It's crazy because it's almost like this happens so often
right.
that it makes people not as surprised.
Yeah.
But you should be surprised. You should be worried about the state of things.
Right.
Everybody's they're being desensitized to the manslaughter that's going on.
It's become the norm, and I hate to say that, but it even numbed to me to the point where it's like now when I see these things pop up, it's like, oh, okay.
It doesn't seem
happened
real.
again.
It's
It doesn't
almost
seem-
like
Yep.
that didn't happen again.
Not again.
Yeah.
Right. It's not a shock of, oh my God, this just happened. I can't believe this just happened. Wow, I feel sorry for this family, blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh man, it's another one.
Yeah.
You know, like literally, like it's become that. Oh, it happened again. I wonder what they're gonna say this time.
Right.
I wonder who's gonna get off on this one.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
How are they
Like,
going
And
to find the
the
way
Jordan
to get
Edwards one has already started out fishy. Now it's turned back around, but the officer was saying that he shot at Jordan Edwards, who was in a car with his friends, I believe, leaving a house party.
Yes.
And that they were actually backing up towards him. So
Yeah.
that they have the car in reverse, pretty much trying to run the cop over, and that's the reason why he shot him.
It says here,
That wasn't true.
police initially said the car reversed aggressively towards the officer, but footage discredits the claim. Police Chief Jonathan Haber said he misspoke. And then later down in this article, it's a BBC
He just
article.
told a lie.
yeah.
He said, I was unintentionally incorrect yesterday when I said that the victim's vehicle was backing down the road. In fact, according to the video that I viewed, the vehicle was moving forward as the officers approached.
I'm going to start saying unintentionally.
Unintentionally.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, this kid was 15 years old.
16.
16?
Honor
Oh, wait.
student.
No, 15.
I thought he was 15.
He's got a
Could be wrong.
16-year-old brother.
Yeah,
There we go.
honor student.
Honor student.
Athlete.
Yep.
They said he was a great kid.
Yep.
Never was a problem.
Yep.
The thing is that even though those are qualifiers, those shouldn't be qualifiers.
It shouldn't.
Exactly. I'm
But
glad you
you know,
said that.
here's the thing,
I'm glad
though.
you said that.
When something like this happens,
You have to.
the media always tries to figure out, okay, so what kind of background did this kid have to kind of try to make light of, well, he got shot because of this.
Philando, I think Philando Castile, he was the gentleman that worked in the cafeteria area for the elementary school.
Yeah, something like that.
For some reason, there's a picture that pops up of him or his police record from 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago that has nothing to do with him getting pulled over and killed with his daughter in the back seat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always something that comes up in the past that is irrelevant to the current situation.
Has nothing to do with it.
And, you know, to take it a step further, there's no, even when we see that happen on a regular basis, there's no way to know why. When you think all the way back, this is getting a little deep, but when you think all the way back to why he got arrested the first time or whatever,
right?
There's no way of knowing why he got arrested in the first place and why that was the case.
Right.
Especially with the injustice that happened in the first place.
Right.
It could have been very much the same type of thing. That it's just a big cycle, you know.
Definitely.
And it's
and there's so much gray area to what you said in terms of the previous case or the previous situation, but somehow it's taken at face value and full value in the current case.
Yep.
So I'm like, how can you take something that's that far back and use it as concrete evidence to defame or whatever you want to call it, the situation for the current situation? I've never understood that.
Because it's easy.
It's very easy. It's a cop-out.
It's easy.
I actually think it's a cop-out.
You just look for there's a fact of the past. Let's assign that to this and let's keep it moving.
Yeah, it's like...
Because what you did when you were 12 has a lot to do with what you did when you were 37.
Yeah, he jaywalked back in 1993, so we're going to go ahead and put that on this today.
I mean, you know, think of what type of person you have to be to get a jaywalking charge. Right.
Hey, America, as I say.
Man.
America.
And our condolences go out to Jordan Edwards and his family.
Absolutely.
Yes, that is that's tough. You know, when you see someone lose their life, that in itself is enough to say condolences.
Yeah.
But when you stack it up and look at it for what it actually is, and it starts to pile on when you talk about honors, you talk about the kid having a good record in terms of it within his own community. Nobody had anything bad to say about him. Sports. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of these things are things that this young man will never have a chance to excel in now.
Yeah. They said he pretty much lived in the weight room.
That's what I'm saying.
He's trying to get bigger and stronger for football and everything. He wanted to go to college.
Exactly.
And that was all just taken from him.
Exactly. So, yeah, like you said, condolences to his family, because I'm sure that is it's a tough situation.
Definitely.
Tough situation. Switching gears, but we're still in the Texas area. We can kind of swing it towards sports. Houston. I was going to say Houston, we have a problem. But Houston, we do not have a problem, because they beat the brakes off the Spurs.
Yeah, and it actually was in San Antonio where they beat the brakes off of them.
Yes. And I am a person that said Kawhi Leonard is the second best player in the league. I can admit that. Also said that they would beat Houston in 6.
He was also hooping that night, though.
Yeah, it's not on him. But at the same time,
I looked at his stats at like halftime, and I was like,
126 to 99.
He had half of San Antonio's points by himself.
Did he?
I believe so.
So my thing is, and I'll toss this to Spoolz, if Houston wins game 2, is this series over?
No, I don't think you can count the Spurs out, man.
Nah.
Because you saw what your Bulls did, right? They won 2, lost 4. So I think if Houston wins game 2, unfortunately, I think the series is over. No. I don't see them beating Houston 4 straight, and I pick the Spurs.
They don't have to beat them 4 straight.
You don't think so? So
they
think stretch it out to 7?
They're down by 2. They
wouldn't have to.
Right, I feel you.
And they're coached by Popovich, so
I love Pop.
I'm not.
Houston's not Chicago
really
either.
That.
No, and they didn't lose like a piece to an injury. You know what I mean? So
I think
they can. It's one game, and it is an impressive win. 27 points is that's a blow, especially in the playoffs, and especially for a team like San Antonio. But
I think we'll
see what happens in games 2, though. It'll be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
This is a defining moment for Kawhi Leonard. I think this is a very, very big game for him to be able to say, okay, my guys aren't doing this, my guys are doing that, but I'm going to will this team to win. We're going to figure it out. Tie it up 1-1, and we heading back to Houston. Like, I think this is a big game for him.
I think in that aspect, maybe.
I don't know, man.
But
I mean, that's putting a lot on one person for a lot of things.
I mean, I
to go a
agree with that.
certain way.
I think it depends on how you want to look at it. But if you're gonna make the argument that, Kawhi doesn't seem like the type of person that necessarily cares if he's in the superstar category. Period.
No, he doesn't. He's in the Tim Duncan mode.
But
he's in the Tim Duncan mode.
If you want to place him in that category and you want to have all these hypotheticals, I can see that, and I can see how I'm sure that media is doing that, anyways. But
that's
I don't
also
know.
not San Antonio's game.
That's true too.
It's not. It's never put it on. Who's ever scored 40 points for San Antonio in a game?
Other than Timmy.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, though.
No, I look at it like this.
From a leadership standpoint, for the future, looking ahead, I agree with you for sure.
It's heavy as the head, man. If you're going to be superstardom, brings on responsibilities and it brings on expectations. I'll take LeBron out of the equation because everything that's cast on him is times 10. Like, he can't do anything wrong. There's no margin of error for him.
But he eats that up.
But he does. Like, he's one of those guys that, fine, I'll take it.
And Kawhi doesn't. And that's why I agree with kind of what Sean was saying. Like, and to your point, like, superstardom comes with responsibilities. And, like, I don't know Kawhi Leonard, but he seems to me like the kind of guy that's like, yeah, whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
I'm already just going to keep doing what I'm doing.
But that's the Spurs. That's the Spurs way, though, because Tim Duncan wasn't in the spotlight. He wasn't a guy.
He's going to need some help soon.
He is.
The team's gotten old, and they need some younger players. That
LaMarcus Aldridge has been very disappointing.
Yeah.
Is this the first year without Duncan?
I do.
This is the first year since Duncan.
I definitely thought that they would be better with LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, he's kind of older too, ain't he? Though.
No, he's not really. He's not Tony Parker, Manu old.
I know, but they're like 38. Manu's like 45
late
or something.
20s, early 30s.
LaMarcus might be 30 years old.
Yeah,
he might be
20s,
30.
early 30s, something like that.
Man, Kawhi's like 25.
Yeah, man.
24.
Pacers gave him up.
Man, stop it, please. We don't want to talk about it.
I'm not going to bring it up.
I read an
Imagine
interesting.
him and Paul George together.
Man,
I read an interesting article about the.
I wouldn't like that.
5 draft picks that the Pacers blew.
I read that same article.
Number 1 was Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much a trade with Portland. We traded Portland for the pick. Portland we already know who they took. Sam Bowie.
Trash.
Dumb.
Trash.
And then Jordan went right after that.
Trash.
Man. Portland has a history of doing that, though.
I tell you what.
They did that with Greg Oden as well.
They would have one of the...
He was the obvious number 1 that year, though.
He was.
I can't blame Portland for that.
I can't either.
They picked Brandon Roy, who was a really good ball player. He just got hurt.
Yeah.
If Greg Oden and Brandon Roy stayed healthy
with LaMarcus Aldridge,
in that team, look out, man.
Dude,
that team.
Zach Randolph played for them at one point.
Yeah, shout out to Z-Ball. He was on the Jailblazers with Sheed and Scottie Pippen and Steve Smith.
That was raw.
Stoudemire.
And who knows? I mean, Damian Lillard got drafted later on, so
yeah.
Dude,
that would have been a nasty team.
Like NBA 2K with that Blazers team.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Yeah.
Do you use Game Pro or do you just play?
I just play the game normal.
Here he goes with the Game
appreciate
Pro.
that.
And I have to correct him every time because it was called a Game Genie.
No. Game Pro had codes and things of that nature in it, but I know what a Game Genie is. He subscribed.
Game Pro was the magazine.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it had licks in it though. It had stuff in there. Codes were in there.
It had stuff.
Not really.
Not as I recall.
What?
So I'm looking at the stats here. Kawhi only had 21 points.
11
rebounds, 6 assists.
Well, from the last game?
Yeah.
21, 11, and 6 is...
Yeah, he only had 21, 11, and 6.
That's a pretty good game.
But he shot 5 of 14 from the field, which is
that's not strong.
Allen Iverson numbers.
So, Spoolz, Game Pro didn't have any type of tips or anything?
I mean, they had tips. It didn't have codes.
It was a game. It was a book, right? Or magazine that you got every month.
No tips?
I don't know.
It had tips. It didn't have codes, though.
Well, it enhances your play if you get Game Pro. right?
I mean, if you read scouting reports, you understand the team better.
Oh.
That's
Oh,
like
dude,
that's
when I-
like saying just because you read Sports Illustrated, you about to go out and hoop because you learned or read an article about how Jordan trained, so you decide you're going to train like Jordan.
Or Jerry Rice.
You know what I'm saying? And then so you go out in the yard and you doing your countdown to yourself, your 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
And you still keep
I used to
bricking
do
that
that.
shot. You
I didn't
still
brick,
keep
though.
bricking it
Yeah.
when you shooting your shot.
You clearly didn't read Game Pro.
Brick
You didn't read Game Pro.
I never had game.
right
Pro.
off the front of the rim.
You didn't read Game Pro.
I mean, it just had like video game releases, it had stories about
Yeah.
games,
Yeah.
and it had some tips.
Okay.
It did not have codes in it.
All right.
Game Genie had the codes.
Okay.
The codes.
Well, whatever that is, he doesn't use that. He
But
just
I do.
plays the game.
Apparently,
Yeah.
at least as Mike recalls.
Yeah.
Continue.
Thanks, Bradley.
Yeah, man.
We appreciate your efforts and your honesty. Larry Bird decided to step down from the Pacers organization.
Yeah, we took those steps down the stairs. Yep.
Now I say, this is his team.
Coward.
This
Bunch
is
of cowards.
This is his team. Shout out to Pimp C. Bunch of cowards. This is his team. This is his mess. Somebody's going to inherit a mess when they come in and take his position over. He has
It's
his
not
right.
that big of a mess.
I don't know, man. PG's on the fence.
Yeah.
Lance might not come back. You don't know what's up with Teague.
Lance is coming back. He's signed for like
What do
2
you
or
mean you
3
don't?
years.
What don't you know about Teague?
I heard that he
What
was,
I heard the Knicks are really looking at Teague.
Oh,
That's
really?
what I
He's
heard.
not going to the Knicks.
I'm just saying. Now, don't. I'm just saying.
Interesting.
That's what I heard. I heard the Knicks are really, really looking at Teague. I hope he stays, but I heard the Knicks are really trying to get at him. So we got a few players. There are a few players in limbo. PG obviously is a centerpiece. I think he's leaving. That's just me now. I think.
a
Yeah, I
lot
think
of
he's
people
gonna
think
leave
he's
too.
bouncing.
I'd love to see him stay, but I think it's a wrap. I think he's going west.
I
Can he
think that
get more money here, though?
Yeah,
we can
with,
offer him
with
the
that
most.
scenario,
Yes.
as long as he makes all NBA third team at least.
I don't know about this.
I don't know about that, man.
I'm serious.
I don't know about that.
What do you mean?
I don't think.
It just-
I don't know about that. I've never heard that one. We
it's
can
just-
look it up.
There's
though.
a whole article about it.
I know. I'm just saying.
I still don't know about it though.
That doesn't
Right.
mean that it doesn't exist.
I think he read it in Game Pro.
That's what I'm saying. Like you could tell he didn't
now
read
y'all
Game Pro.
trolling.
Now he didn't read Game.
So use your smartphones that you all have
I
in
actually
your hands.
did. I looked it up. I didn't find it.
It is there.
It's
I don't.
it's
know,
not that
man.
I don't believe you. I just think it's stupid.
It is stupid, but
So,
it's true.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. I don't know. I just take your word
And
for
I've
it.
never
but
heard it before.
I've never heard of that before.
I've never heard of that being an incentive. That could be an
For money.
incentive, right?
Let me find it.
That can be an incentive, like a contract incentive.
Let me find out.
But
I'm
I
just
don't. I don't know how that could impact him long term, though. That's the part I don't get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I'm just
a lot
thinking.
of players have incentives. Like,
I'm just thinking the Pacers can have, since they have the rights to him, they can offer him the most.
right.
You
That's
know what
part
I'm
of
saying?
the
That's
last like collective bargaining.
That's what
agreement
I'm
or
saying.
whatever,
Like he can make the most money here. So it goes to the question of what are his intentions? Does he want to go home? Does he want to be? Does he want to go from having Larry Bird to having Magic Johnson as his general manager in his own backyard,
Right.
back in L.A.? Marketing, all that stuff goes into the equation now. Like I saw a dope. They had a dope Gatorade spot running for him, like where he hits the last shot, turns around, all that. Didn't go that way in the playoffs, but
Right.
he's out there. Nike. His shoe is the best shoe at Nike to me right now out of the basketball shoes.
Yeah.
So PG is out there getting that paper from a marketing standpoint. Does that go into the equation for him moving out west? Because let's be
The
honest,
first one that
Oh,
pops up.
I just
could.
Googled. I could have found it.
Wow.
perhaps you could read that to us.
Sports
Did you see-
Illustrated.
Did you see the Paul George meme
dude, I
commercial?
didn't.
I know.
Yeah.
You're in the clear.
I
It's
did
these
not.
two Anderson cats.
Wow! Shout out to Anderson.
Hey.
Perhaps you could read it.
I just want the details.
Yeah, just read it to
I
us. so
think
that-
I don't want to read the whole
Now he
article
don't wanna
because
read it.
I'm gonna have to. I just wanted to prove to you that it's here,
Well, we don't-
which
they-
I just did.
they don't know that
I
because
don't
you didn't
see
read
anything.
it.
I'm sure they have probably read the article too.
Oh,
I'll tell you
You
what.
two are the ones that couldn't find it, but
I'll
it
tell
was
you
the
what.
first one that popped up.
Save
when
the
I
link.
looked it up.
Save the link. We'll put the link in the video.
Right there we go.
Perfect.
perhaps you could read the
So
the
Paul
headline.
George, though, I think he's gonna leave. I'll probably.
Here's how the media could determine
Probably go to
whether
LA.
Paul George gets a payout. Is what it says.
I'm with Spoolz. He's out of there.
Go ahead.
No, that's all I was gonna say.
Okay.
He wanted to know the title of it.
Yeah, I think he's gone. I think he's gonna go to L.A. I think LA, like I think we were talking about this last week. I think if they add him, they become a pretty solid team.
Lakers or Clippers?
They'll be a good young team.
Actually, that's a great question, man. I never thought about the Clippers. I was just assuming the Lakers.
If Chris Paul stays,
old,
PG go.
Yeah.
PG goes. If PG goes to the Clippers, and they keep DeAndre Jordan, Paul George, and Chris Paul,
Chris Paul is
take
gone.
that.
He's not staying there.
I think so too.
I think
think
Blake
so
Griffin
too.
might go at some point.
He's out of there.
Oh,
Man, he's both of them. They kind of go back and forth
What if
between
Griffin
who's hurt.
came
Blake's
to
out of there.
Indiana and played with Paul George?
I'm cool on that.
Really?
I'm
You wouldn't
cool.
want that as a
I mean,
Pacers fan?
I mean, he's not going to make it through the whole season.
Yeah, he does get
It's-
hurt.
it's
We
more-
need somebody that's going to be there from game one
Yeah.
to the playoffs and possibly into the finals. We need all of that.
It's borderline Romo. Like he's just not going to be available.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's sad because he was a great prospect, man. Like Blake Griffin was like 24-12 at one point,
Right.
but he can't stay healthy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
I don't know.
I'm straight on that as well.
I think if George goes to the Lakers, it's just going to be it's still a rebuilding.
It can't be
mode.
just George. It has
That's
to
not
be
even
George
a power
and somebody.
move. That's more like, would you even consider that a lateral?
No,
Because, I
don't
mean,
think
the
so.
Lakers aren't as good as the Pacers.
I agree with that, but I
He'd
think
be
the
taking a
Lakers
step
have a
Yeah.
they have a younger team whose future looks brighter than the Pacers does right now.
Yeah, and if
Fair.
let's say
We talk about D'Angelo Russell, who's a pretty good ball player, right? And then his name?
Julius Randle. Yep, you're
Julius Randle they went to UK.
right. Yep.
Um,
Clarkson. They got a kid named Clarkson that comes off the bench. So they have
and
the
Nick Young can shoot a little bit, you know what I mean, from the outside. Like
They
they're not great by any
They
means.
still ain't
but
got it. I mean,
You
look
got
how
Paul
many
George
teams.
to that mix, and maybe another. What if Chris Paul went there?
Let's say you put Paul George on the Lakers and you add Westbrook.
That's not going to happen. But
Nah.
then you got D'Angelo. D'Angelo's a
That would be
one,
nuts.
right?
Yeah, he's a one,
Yeah,
but
he can play too. I think. though.
Can
he's gonna have to slide over if they get like a Chris Paul or something. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
wrap
not
for
going to
him.
make him any better, though. I don't know.
I mean, you got a lot of young teams that are on that bubble. Not Utah, but
Portland?
Milwaukee.
Yeah, man.
Young
They are-
squad. They hungry.
Portland's way more ahead of the game than LA is.
Definitely. The Timberwolves are more ahead of the game than the Lakers
big time.
are.
Yeah,
They've got
You know?
the talent.
they have like the pieces that they can grow with. Basically.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if he just wants to go and play for his home crowd, then yeah, okay. I get that.
I think this
But
is
to
a home
just
move.
say that you're going to a team that you think is going to be better than the one you're on or another team, I'm not seeing that because the cats that they have right now aren't as good as the other teams that I just said.
In my opinion, he's taking a step backwards. Perhaps he would take 2 steps forward if somebody else came to join him. But
Yeah,
as
that
it
would be
stands right
ideal.
now,
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking,
That'd
too.
be awesome.
But
the
right now,
Pacers.
he's taking a step back if he goes to the Lakers.
Yeah, I still think he leaves.
But,
I hope he stays. But
Yeah, I'd like to see him stay, but I'm with Spoolz on that one. I think he's out of there. I think he's mentally checked out.
What's the Pacers cap looking like? Is it open to where they could sign somebody? Does anybody know?
I
I
think
can't imagine it is. I don't know.
I don't know if
I
it,
mean, they
don't-
could probably get Gordon, who PG has expressed interest in.
Eric Gordon.
Nah,
Gordon Hayward.
Gordon Hayward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, if Gordon Hayward came back home and played alongside Paul George, I would be excited about that.
Yeah, me too.
Because
That'd
I
be a
think
fun
Hayward
team to
can hoop.
watch. Yeah.
Hayward can hoop, so
Who's
I
their
would
four?
like that.
Who's their true four? Is it Thaddeus?
That is
Yeah,
him.
right now. But he's like 6'8", and he's a wing player.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
He's a
Yeah.
little undersized for that position. But
How
if
tall is Paul George? 6'8", 6'9"?
6'9",
6'9", 6'10".
6'9" almost. Yeah, he's about 6'9".
And do the Pacers do well when he's at the 4? Isn't that what you guys have said before?
Well, I mean,
They
he did it
experimented.
last season. He played. We didn't make the playoffs.
Right.
We made a decent run at the end, but we didn't get in.
Yeah.
I think part of that is mental with Paul George, too, because he doesn't want to play that position.
Agreed.
Gotcha.
And he actually could fit in that position
Mm-hmm.
if he would kind of just take on that leadership role and do it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it still remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Well, one thing is for sure, we will see. Things are going to happen, especially around the free agency time. It should be very interesting to see how the Pacers move. There are a couple other teams, Chris Paul, like we said, where he's gonna land if he decides to leave. Because he's an unrestricted free agent, if I'm not mistaken, so he can go where he wants.
Mm-hmm.
So that's whoever throws that bag at him, he might go back to New Orleans.
Team up with Dwayne Wade and Blake Griffin somewhere.
Chicago.
Perhaps.
Let's do it.
We'll see. Speaking of Chicago,
The 10 men.
and Jordan played in Chicago.
He did. Michael Jordan did play there.
Yes. And he had a still has, pretty successful shoe line.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
But I did see an article that I thought was very interesting. They are now leasing Jordans. Now, the way I understand a lease is follows. I lease a pair of Jordans. Hopefully they're brand new. I wear said Jordans, lease them.
Mm-hmm.
I decide I want to break my lease, or my lease has been terminated, or the time frame is up on my lease. I would send said Jordans back to said company, and then they would restock, refile, and reship when somebody else wants them.
And if you don't send them back, the repo man will
come and get your
come
Jordans.
and put a boot on your Jordans.
You're never getting new Jordans.
Put a boot on your Jordans. That's awesome.
I like that creativity right there,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. So, Lone,
Mike appreciates your creativity, Terry.
Lone, would you wear leased, refurbished, worn, bottoms scratched up, leaning to the side Jordan 4s from this company?
Well,
for $32.58 a month.
Yes, I see you.
is it? And you can get any what?
I see you, Spoolz.
This is a real thing.
Is
Yeah,
it
this is real life.
like unlimited? Like you can
For
get
12 months. No, I don't know. It's
I'm pulling it up now.
it's a monthly
This is
payment
real
for
life.
shoes.
This is real life.
$32.
No, I don't. I was just.
I was like, geez, no.
It's like 20.
I mean,
it depends on what shoe you're buying. I
Yeah.
think the article I saw was like, let's say the pair you want is $200 and they put 10% interest on it.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I think it's a lease to buy joint. I don't think you're
It's-
actually going to
it's gotta
lease
be.
it and send it back.
My
Yeah.
question is, does Mike get any bread off this?
Nah.
All right,
see,
then.
He
You're
got
not-
his
the
bread up
company-
front.
The company
not-
taking the risk by putting the money up.
And
Look,
reselling
Gets the money.
those. Yeah.
Nobody's ever
I don't
getting
know
a
if they're
fresh pair.
reselling them.
There's never going to be a fresh pair.
Yeah, I'm not getting that because I'm not. If I was, because if you have to lease some J's, you don't need J's. Let it go.
Yeah,
It's not
absolutely.
that important that you need to lease a pair of J's.
So per theroot.com, this is what they say. They say this is how it works like this. Say a shoe costs $300. A kid can pay as little as $26.37 a month to own said shoe. And just like cars and houses, said shoes comes with an interest rate of about 10%. No word on what happens should the teen default on the loan.
I just told
But this
you.
is happening and it's
Get a
real.
boot on them joints.
They get
They'll
a
get a
boot
boot on
on
the
the
Jordans.
J's.
Okay, sorry about that. They get a boot on the Jordans. So apparently this is real.
How do you get that job?
How do you?
Yeah.
There's a screenshot. It shows an actual Jordan. It has a sizing chart and everything. So this is real life, and people are leasing Air Jordans
Yeah,
in
People lease everything
2017.
Lease everything else. People lease rims for their car.
yeah,
And that's some shit.
yeah, man. If you got to do all of that, man, there's priorities come into play
My
Let's
answer.
talk
on certain things.
Let's talk about those priorities.
My
answer is
if
no.
you
Rent.
can't get the shoes, you don't need the shoes.
Rent,
If
perhaps.
you need to rent some rims for your car,
Okay.
I don't care if it's for Black Expo weekend, if it's for the Classic.
Okay.
If you didn't hustle hard enough to actually get them to keep them,
Okay.
or at least buy them for that weekend and then sell them yourself,
Quit faking the funk.
hey, get out of here with that.
That's
We
why I
don't-
don't
we
like
don't like
That's
that.
why I don't
Nah.
like the term fake it till you make it.
Yep.
One of the many reasons I don't. That's
See-
faking it till you make it, and that's lame, dude.
See,
Facts.
I'm the type of person that'll buy a pair of shoes and won't buy another pair of shoes for another 3 years. So I was the wrong person to ask that question. But I might lease them.
26.37, sir.
Man.
If you want to get down
So
with
how
that
much?
action.
Somebody
could be
do the math. How
yours.
much are the shoes going to be?
With 10%?
What is the term? Is it a year?
Let's look it up. Let me see.
I
if
would
they-
guess till they're paid off,
10%
probably.
on
Right?
$300 loans, $30. So
$30?
$330.
I mean, that's actually not a bad.
360.
You know what I'm saying? You said 360. It's like okay,
12 times
360.
3 is.
That's not that bad.
10% of 300.
Oh, 10. Oh, you're talking.
Like
yeah,
the
but,
interest
but
rate.
12 months, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're paying 120, right?
in interest.
Yeah.
120 in interest.
I'm not following. Just
Yeah.
continue.
I don't know. Yeah, just keep
I
going.
thought you said
Yeah.
30.
So hold on. What is it? How much is 26? What you
26.37.
26.
37.
I just took 30 times 12, which is.
It's not 30,
Yeah.
sir. It's
306.
26.37.
Yeah, I'm done, man. All right.
I thought
Are
we were
you
factoring
listening
in.
over
Mo
here?
threw me off, dude. I'm just like,
I thought we were factoring $4 worth of interest. That's all.
Where did you get that from?
The roundup. I don't.
Oh, man.
You're paying more for the Jordans than you would if they came out on
good
release
guy,
day.
you guys.
That's the bottom line.
Let's just throw this.
And they
episode
already
away.
marked them up. They already marked the J's up anyway. If somebody goes out and buy them and you weren't able to get your raffle ticket
Yeah.
or stand in line to get them, then you had to pay more anyway. And they're just breaking it down. But
Shout
if you
out-
got to lease the shoes, you don't need them.
Shout out to my dude Aaron Murray. We were talking about the sneaker culture and how trash it is now. How hype beasts and people just go out and say they've been sneakerheads for years and they just do it because everybody else does it. And there are kids that are like 12 years old that are just foaming at the mouth for Jordans and they never saw them play. And it's like, I'm like, dude, when Jordan was a kid, when we were kids and Penny was playing and Jordan was playing, the colorways that they were playing in actually came out to the store.
Yeah.
Right.
So we got excited about being able to go wear what they were wearing in
And
the
college,
game.
the college colorway came
Yes.
out. Probably like All-Star Weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, the white and the baby blue.
Yeah,
Yep.
Carolina joints.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like I hear people that are like 14, like, yeah, man, I gotta get those J's. Boy, that was a classic one right there. The Jordan 4. I used to love that one. You're 12. What do you mean you used to love that one?
They loved the re-release when they had brought it back. Because, that's Jordan, all he does is change the colorway or he partners up with like a big name shoe boutique and
It's
they'll put
genius.
their name on it too.
Yep.
And they'll like use like nice materials, sell them joints for about 500.
Shout out
Yeah.
to DJ Metronome. We talked about this every once in a while. Jordan will change like one color on the shoe and resell it for like $500, and everybody's like, they exclusive.
And people
then they'll come out-
line up to buy them too.
They'll come
Yeah.
out next year. The same shoe will come out next year, and they're like, they exclusive.
The Supreme Jordans. You know what I'm saying? They'll just say Supreme on
Yeah, they're
there,
made
so-
out of dried goat milk.
Wow. I think that's a great transition into the Fyre Festival.
Oh.
Shout out to Ja Rule.
Where's Ja?
Shout out to Ja Rule throwing out a.
I'm surprised you caught that connection.
Yeah, I see you over there. Shout out to the Fyre Festival. That turned out to be trash. It was thrown by Ja Rule and another company that's trash.
Where's Ja when you need him?
So
Did you see the tweet or message he wrote
You see
in
50
response
Yeah.
to it? And it was
You
just
already know
like
50 son, and he.
it was just
first of all,
littered with typos
Yeah.
and like just looked like
Tell him what the Fyre Festival is,
so check this out. This is a music festival.
or what it was supposed to be.
You're right.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be a music festival
In the
thrown by
Bahamas.
Ja Rule in the Bahamas with another company that's trash. 12 G's.
They rent J's.
Yeah, they probably rent J's. 12 G's to go to said festival. You were supposed to
The
be
fuck?
flying.
Yeah, it's 12,000.
12. Yeah, it's 12 G's to
oh
get
my
there.
god.
Now this covers everything now, and you're supposed to be flown to the island via private jet.
Yeah.
Yep.
To get to the location. So I'm thinking this is a Fyre Festival. Ja Rule is legit. We're going to fly down and we'll see just a beautiful landscape with beaches and everything. And these people get off the plane and see white Cub Scout tents. know what I'm
They were
saying?
relief tents.
Yes, relief tents. And the accommodations were supposed to be 4-star hotels, but they got the Cub Scout joints. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
if
only-
I don't get a 5-star hotel for $12,000
Well,
like on the package,
so-
like,
Some,
kidding
yeah,
me?
some,
exactly.
Here's the real
And
question.
who was
What-
doing that to go see Ja Rule do anything?
well,
ever?
Ja Rule wasn't actually performing.
Oh, okay.
He's stepping over into his
Oh, he's
promotion
doing some
side of
business.
things.
Okay.
So
yeah,
here's,
so his business is trash.
Mm.
so here's a question: Were
Yes,
the
sir.
were the tents partitioned, or were they sharing rooms?
Man,
Get your boy, man.
look, they were
Definitely
like
were parts-
disaster relief tents
Who?
that you like literally hook up to each other type stuff.
Like when somebody
On the
gets
beach.
when
you mean
somebody
like from
gets
ET?
shot.
Those
No,
tents
we
in
took-
ET?
Nah,
No,
not
no.
even that.
These
elaborate.
are the tents from like Forrest
These
Gump.
are-
Like
these
when
are
you get
FEMA
shot.
tents, man.
Yeah, like when you get shot and you have to get.
Yeah.
You said 50 was getting at him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know.
So
he
was there
loves
weather
that.
issues?
Very funny. I'm going to
Yeah.
have to check that out too.
The
Why-
pictures I saw, it was clear as day. It just was no. It was a stage
So
set
why?
up.
So what happened?
Well, pretty
Besides-
much what happened was
besides-
nobody got what they were supposed to get.
Yes.
So they didn't get this private jet on the
Porque.
way to the Bahamas for this event. I think Blink 82 were supposed to be the headliners.
or 182, whatever you
182.
want to do.
Who?
Or Blink 182. I mean, if you want to do Blink 82, that's fine.
I thought I said Blink 182.
No, you said Blink 82.
Oh, we'll run it back later. But anyway,
Yeah, I like Blink
182.
I don't know 82.
You
They
do?
ended
I
up
can't
backing
stand
out.
Blink 182. But
Yeah, but they ended up backing out, saying that it didn't seem like the promoters could pull off what they were trying to accomplish.
Right.
Ja Rule's
So they
trash.
backed out of the deal.
Yeah.
They're not coming.
Okay.
They fed them like on a styrofoam plate or something. It was like bread and
Yeah,
cheese.
But they had-
This
they
weak
had
slice. It's
like
like a
white-
real weak
Yeah.
slice of cheese and like
It's like
a
a
leaf of
white
lettuce.
American slice of
yeah,
cheese.
no meat.
Bruh, but
It was Hunger Games.
it was really like
It was Hunger Games.
it was really like the summer lunches. Diff put me on game because he said the summer lunches were better. When the summer program,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you get the milk, you get your cookie, you get the apples, you get whatever. They didn't even
12
have
grand.
that
Nah, man.
for 12 G's.
I don't
12
know.
G's.
With the Forrest Gump tent.
I don't even
Blink
feel bad
182.
about them because they paid $12,000.
Yeah.
These are like trust fund kids.
They probably
They
were.
dropped that 12 grand like it was hot. They was expecting to stun on the gram for the weekend. Look at me. I bet their Instagram was real quiet that weekend.
Very
Yeah.
quiet.
Someone's wasn't because I saw a lot of pictures of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody
Look at
had to
this-
take
look at
photos.
There
this
were
horrible
probably people
situation.
that lived in the Bahamas that was like, look at these idiots.
That's
Yeah,
a good point,
moron.
Spool. Somebody
Yeah.
took some pictures somewhere.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
It's very-
So he's
very
getting
funny.
sued now.
Yeah.
As he should. His business is trash.
They can't go back to the Bahamas or can't promote anything else in the Bahamas.
Like how? I guess my thing, my thing is, how can you be this? How can this go? How can a trip in the Bahamas, a concert festival in the Bahamas, go this wrong? Like
Hey.
from the food standpoint to the accommodations.
Oh,
how
guess
can
who
it be
took-
that? How
guess
can it
who-
be that
Guess
bad?
Guess who
trying to
took
get
home
over.
a bag too from that?
How could
That
you take
didn't
a bag
even show
home?
up. All right, so one of the Kardashians. What's the youngest one?
Kylie, I
Kylie.
don't know.
Kylie.
I
So
don't
she
know.
just
Jenner.
yeah. Not I said Kardashian, but you know what I'm talking about.
We follow you.
Yeah. So they cut her off a $250,000 check for her to just pub it on her Instagram. That post has since been deleted,
Has since been.
but she got that check though.
So the check cleared.
The check cleared.
So Ja Rule's business acumen is really trash.
Hey,
You ain't got a permanent clause in that Instagram.
I mean she got her money.
So her check cleared, and then the post has been deleted because
Yeah,
the
a lot
festival's
of like models and stuff were like doing promo for it, like
Right.
hyping it up. They got checks as well. Some people addressed it like, I apologize, I didn't know they gave me money to promote. Kylie didn't say nothing. She took the picture down,
took the bag and was gone.
took the bag, and hey, I ain't mad at that though.
I really want to see how this case concludes because you sent a lot of people off. This wasn't a small festival, Spools. Like if you see the setup, there's a grand
so sorry.
stage,
Man,
Just,
and there's
yeah.
like there's so many of these Forrest Gump tents, fam. Like
I've seen the pictures of it.
it's pretty bad.
It's
I
hilarious.
didn't know if you saw. Okay.
I saw the picture, the weird sandwich or whatever they're trying to give people too. Like,
Dude,
It looked like high quality bread.
what brand?
oh, that was some
Thick.
square Wonder Bread. Man.
That's not a brand, sir.
It was like thick white bread.
Oh,
that was that school bread.
shout out to
It
school
wasn't.
bread.
It wasn't even
Like
a
wax
Texas
paper.
toast one. It was.
You know
like
when you chew the bread and it's just too doughy and it's a little stale? That's what it
Doughy?
looked like. Yeah, because bread has dough.
Oh,
Hmm.
you ever had doughy bread?
This guy.
like every once in a while you might get a pizza that's kind of doughy.
Doughy. Okay. You ever had doughy bread, Spools?
Never.
Okay. Thank you, Long.
I recall doughy bread.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, I thought that was very interesting. I'm not sure how this is going to end, but we will see. Let's go to the hat that we have on the table. Do we have the name?
Spoolz looked it up, I believe. I don't
Sure he
remember what
did.
it was.
It is the No Bad Ideas Nakota, like
Okay.
Dakota, but with an N, like Nancy. Snapback.
Okay.
Is this from the alternate? You know they have the second line.
this
No, it
is
says
not
no
from
bad
This
ideas.
is
Oh, I'm
actually-
sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm
This
sorry.
is actually
I
no
apologize.
bad ideas.
I apologize. It says that on the sticker. I'm sorry.
And I think
Kind
the
of just
main.
like I had just read it.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Kind of
okay.
like that.
I don't know if their oddities line has the.
Circle
has
of
the,
love. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I don't think their oddities line has the.
I was too busy being insulted.
The
The
pouch.
pocket.
The pouch.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta
Okay.
keep it in the pocket.
Tabby Bonet.
Yeah.
Okay.
She
Yeah.
put me in the pocket.
Yes, sir. We got anything popping on bringingdownthebed.com, sir?
We are on Turn Off Your Radio 98.
Okay.
Just released 97. It's got 46 songs on it. We
Any new
released
jams? Anything stand out to you?
quite a few jams.
Jam.
There's the Billy Early track with Will Brown.
Shout out to the little bro Billy Early. He's a beast.
With Sky Zoo and Stick Figure.
Yes, sir.
So that's a joint on there that's dope. I don't know. I don't have anything off
Is
top.
that Conway on there?
Conway's on the new 98, the new Conway joint. I forget what it's like.
Cooking in Hell's Kitchen or something
Yeah,
like
Cooked
that?
in Hell's Kitchen. The new Brother Ali video
Okay.
for, is it Never Learn, maybe?
I think that's what it's called. The new album's coming out
Friday.
What's the name of the album?
It's really long.
Yeah, it's...
It's really long.
No, it's like
oh, man.
it's like 7 or 8 words.
Oh, word.
It's a great title, too, man. I can't remember.
Dude puts a
God,
lot
I
of
can't-
thought into his records.
I'm really
though,
looking for... I'm a Brother Ali fan. And
Yeah,
today,
me too.
Shadows of the Sun was released 14 years ago today.
I gotta step my Brother Ali game up. I feel like I'm missed out on a dude that's very, very talented.
Yeah, he's really
Life and all the beautiful things in it or something along those
all
lines.
the beauty in this whole life.
Nice. Shout out to the homie Pat Jr.
Pat.
North
Yeah, man.
𝐀𝐿𝐴𝐶. He dropped a single today. It's called Better Days, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's called Better Days on
Dope.
iTunes.
Dope song.
So he is a definitely a supporter of the show. So shout out to the homie Pat Jr. North 𝐀𝐿𝐴𝐶. We appreciate your support, homie.
Definitely.
We definitely listened to the record. It was pretty dope. Had a nice little bounce to it.
Yeah, man.
Does anybody have anything popping coming up this weekend? Diff, you got anything? Spoolz, you guys?
Printfinity all day, every day.
Wow.
You know, that's what I got going on.
Okay.
The Back to the Future party is this weekend.
Okay.
Friday.
Yep, Friday, tomorrow. I don't have any spots I'm DJing at myself, though.
Okay.
Got
No,
nothing. That's
nothing.
that's all I know about. There's something going on. There's a Strong Roots MFT show also on Friday.
Okay.
I believe it's at 8 o'clock at the new MFT spot,
Yep.
which is where I think Joyful Noise used to be.
Chef's Strong Roots.
Yeah, shout out to Strong Roots fam. They got some good stuff going on over there.
You're
I'm gonna
Oh,
get my
Harry O
first-
just released some, too. I haven't checked it out. He released like a 21-track instrumental joint.
Nice.
Right on.
And it has features on it, so I haven't checked it out. But, yeah, shout out to Harry.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Shout out to Harry. I'm going to get my first Printfinity custom joint here, hopefully, in the next
Really?
week.
Word.
So
Nice.
looking forward to that. Paid top dollar. So
That's
you
what's
got to
up.
pay for quality out here, man.
How'd you
one
get-
money on the table.
One hundo.
Yep.
How'd you get him to do it?
I just asked him nicely, came up with an idea,
Okay.
just like adults.
Okay. That's all you did? You gonna drink the water after you said it like that?
Yeah, adults drink
Thirsty.
water. Adults drink water, Mike.
I need some water.
That's what's up. Well, Printfinity is definitely moving out here in these streets. I'm not gonna diss my man. I'm not gonna knock my man. He's out there making that paper. So
Nah.
well, I mean, I ain't gonna put
it's
your business out
getting
there.
there.
I'll put it to you this way: Printfinity is starting to spread. It is definitely starting to spread. So,
Quality,
yeah,
high quality.
high quality material. We'll give it to him.
Thank you. Far too kind.
All right.
You know what I forgot to mention? Our episode number. I'm slipping.
27.
27. Is there anybody got anything special for the number 27? Anybody?
birthday.
Long?
No.
No.
My birthday.
No. Your birthday is on
Yes.
the 27th,
My birthday's in a couple weeks.
but it's not the 27th.
It's not.
My dad's birthday, my uncle's birthday,
Nice.
buddy's mom's birthday, my best friend's mom's birthday.
Everybody birthday.
27.
That's what's up.
It's nice.
All right. For DJ Spoolz, Lonegevity, DJ Jay Diff, bringingdowntheband.com, No Bad Ideas, Printfinity, and Coleman Dental. I am 𝐀𝐿𝐴. We appreciate your support as always. Check us out noon every Thursday. And as always, get your stickers, get your pins,
Your buttons.
get your buttons, get all of that. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We appreciate you and we need you.
And we got stickers and buttons in the mail for the people that, shot us.
Yeah, shout out to the people that actually responded and sent subscribe. We really appreciate you. We saw the numbers jump up, so salute. And that is it. We will see you next week.
NewOldHeads.com.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace.